Parables of a Good Samaritan by St. Louis Guanella. Hunger does not help one to think rationally. It was a freezing morning on an autumn day in 1908. Father Guanella was walking near the Peace Arch in Milan when he heard the most obscene words directed toward heaven. It was a coachman yelling at his horse. Though not in need of any coach, Father Louis approached the man and said, "Friend, do me a favor. Take me to Canola Street, number 11. The coachman could not believe his luck. He helped the priest get into the carriage, and by a quick crap of the whip, he ordered his horse to move. Seated at the back, Father Guanella could not refrain himself from taking a close look at the man. He was wearing a worn-out overcoat, a ragged hat, and clothes that had known better times. The man's face was crying out, loud and clear, that the last good meal he had was quite a long time ago. The coach was staying together by mere luck, and the horse was also unmistakably hungry. An old ragged blanket and was supposed to protect the poor horse from the cold, and it was hardly able to walk. Finally, they arrived on Canola Street, and Father Guanella asked the man, "Would you like to take a break and eat something warm with me? You need it. This miserable weather is bad for you. Come on in, both of you. Your horse, too, is in need of warm bran mash. Come on in, please." The coachman could not say no to the priest, who in the meantime was knocking at the door. A sister appeared. Her look was a bit bewildered in seeing a hungry horse, a hungrier man, and a smiling Father Guanella. "Here is a friend of mine who is in need of a meal. It would be great to give him good warm soup, some bread and cheese, and a bottle of wine, wouldn't it?" He then summoned Mr. Trombetta, the maintenance man in charge of taking care of the house's donkey. "Andy, prepare a bucket of bran mash for this horse, please. You can see he's very hungry." Both Sister and Andy were surprised by the request, but they did what they were asked. Guanella and the coachman in the meantime approached the fireplace where a good fire was lit. It wasn't long before the horse had its meal, and the man was seated at the table, wolfing down soup, bread, and cheese. The hunger was truly great, and very quickly almost everything disappeared from the table. The bottle of wine went through a very slow death, and the coachman began an animated conversation with the priest. Finally, a satisfied smile appeared on his face. Father Guanella collected what was left and handed it over to the man, who was producing a litany of thanks and praise. He was in quite a different mood from the previous one when they had met. "My friend," Guanella said, "I know that a hungry man cannot think properly and may say what is not supposed to say. Make sure that you do not lose your patience in the future, otherwise you may lose your soul." "You are right, Reverend. You are more than right. However, I am not as bad as it seems. A miserable life brought me to this point. I firmly resolve to change. Thank you for everything." At the door, Father Guanella bade him farewell. On his way out, the man asked a woman passing by, "Who is the priest living there? You do not know him? He is Father Louis Guanella, a saint, a man of God." "Truly he is. He is truly a saint," the coachman remarked.